Hey guys, if you're new here and you like what I'm putting out, don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you never miss an upload. Hey there everyone, Ash here, and in this video, I'm going to be discussing the future home releases of Power Rangers on DVD and Blu-ray because recently it's become a hot topic in the fandom and I thought I'd have a little discussion with myself talking into the mic, discussing on my thoughts on the future of Power Rangers on Blu-ray and DVD, because I've talked about the Netflix thing, but home releases for Power Rangers seems to be a hot topic at the moment ever since Power Rangers was leaving Netflix. So why did I decide to talk about this? Well, for the part, I think this month on Twitter, it's been a hot topic of the home release DVDs of Power Rangers and what Shout Factory owns recently, because a lot of stuff on their website is going out of print or not available. And the ones that caught everyone's attention were those big expensive box sets, or somewhat expensive box sets, of everything but Mighty Morphin. So Shout Factory had put out these Power Ranger box sets. It was Mighty Morphin and Alien Rangers. That one seems to get a lot of re-releases over the past couple of years, but there's been other ones, which is from Zeo all the way to RPM, and they have them in these really nice box sets where you get roughly about 4 to 5 seasons per box set, and people have noticed these box sets are going out of print on their website, and it's very concerning for a lot of fans because people are wondering, is Shout Factory going to have the home release for Power Rangers much longer? Because someone actually emailed Shout Factory support and they got back to them saying, hey, we have no idea if we're going to restock this DVD or product at all. And that was being the Power Rangers season 4 to 7 DVD set. So a lot of people are worried what is going on with the license between Power Rangers and Shout Factory, because that is going to bleed out eventually, and who knows if Hasbro is going to renew that deal with Shout Factory, because the deal with Shout Factory was made way back in the Saban days, roughly around the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers was when that deal was made, where they said we're going to start putting Power Rangers out on DVD. They had the big fancy box sets, and then you got the single DVD releases where it was just the plastic cases, and eventually that went all the way up to RPM. Now, seasons from Samurai to Super Ninja Steel are done by Lionsgate, if I remember correctly, but recently a lot of people have been wondering, hey, where's Beast Morphers on DVD? We haven't seen anything Beast Morphers on DVD at all, and that is very weird and very concerning because I have no idea who owns the Power Rangers DVD license for that right now, because I know that Shout Factory owns the older seasons, but I don't know if Lionsgate owns the current seasons right now, or Hasbro is in works with Lionsgate to own those seasons, because nothing has been put out on those seasons on DVD or Blu-ray. So a lot of people are wondering, is there going to be a future where we have Power Rangers on DVD and Blu-ray? And that's really hard to say where the age of media is going, where it's becoming more digital. Power Rangers has been removed off Netflix recently, everything but Mighty Morphin, and some later seasons, while Power Rangers said at a Hasbro event or a Hasbro PulseCon that they are moving some episodes to YouTube, I believe, for their kids app and on their official page. And that's a whole nother topic for another day when it comes to talking about my channel and the future of, I guess, Power Rangers on YouTube in general. That's a whole other can of worms. But does Hasbro have any plans to put more Power Ranger DVDs out eventually? And it's really hard to say because Hasbro has owned the series for a couple of years now. Beast Morphers Season 1 and Season 2 have wrapped up, and there's been no word if it's getting a physical release or not. So that has left a lot of fans scratching their heads, wondering if it's going to come out on DVD or Blu-ray eventually. And no one really knows at this point, so it's really hard to say if it is. But it's a tough discussion. Now, a lot of fans have been also wondering, would they ever consider putting Power Rangers on Blu-ray, like Mighty Morphin to RPM and stuff like that, that have those seasons on Blu-ray? And Hasbro could do that, but the quality won't be really good because back in the day Power Rangers was filmed in standard definition, and if you do put it on Blu-ray, it's still going to be in standard def except on a Blu-ray format, and the transfer for some standard def shows to Blu-ray aren't always that good, or they won't always look that great. So even if we do get Power Rangers on Blu-ray, yes, it will be on a fancy Blu-ray disc, but the quality will probably be roughly around the same as a Blu-ray, because I don't think Power Rangers was filmed in 1080p back in the day. It was probably done in 480p, roughly about that. So you won't get it in a fancy Blu-ray quality, and I don't think they can remaster it in a fancy quality as well. So what are my thoughts on Shout Factory, Super Sentai, and Power Rangers overall? Well, I love Shout Factory and I love the stuff they put out, but all good things must come to an end, and I get the feeling that this deal that Hasbro and Shout Factory and Saban made back in the day, well, the Saban and Shout Factory deal they made back in the day, is going to fizzle out, and some things are going to go out of print, like you saw with, like I mentioned earlier, Big Bad Beetleborgs, TMNT The Next Mutation, VR Troopers and stuff like that. They're going out of print, along with those big fat box sets that I mentioned earlier. So, who knows what is going on. Now, the Super Sentai thing, that's a whole other can of worms, because when Super Sentai was announced by Shout Factory to get put on DVD, everyone lost their minds, and it got some really good reception from fans. Like, even I imported a few from Shout Factory, and I have sitting on my shelf behind me right now, but ever since, I want to say 2018, 2019, the releases have just stopped. Like, we did Ranger, we did Hurricane, we went back and did Jetman, and then I think it went Gal Ranger, then Jetman, then Hurricane, and then it was teased that there was 5-man coming out, because I remember this in an MMPR Toys video done by Bruno. And after that, it was just nothing. It was silence from Shout Factory when it came to putting out Sentai. Like, they kind of swept it all under the rug, and this thing was definitely real. The 5-man thing was definitely planned, because if you go back and watch that video done by Bruno, you can see the box art that is blurred out. So Shout Factory had plans to announce this later down the line if they were sending out press releases to online content creators to hype it up, but something happened between Hasbro and Shout Factory to put the DVDs on hold, and that's been apparent moving forward. I think even Shout Factory have come out with statements saying, hey, we have no plans to put Super Sentai on DVD this time moving forward. We'll say something in the nearby future. And they haven't really said anything much since then. Now, they have announced stuff like Tokusatsu and stuff like that, where they have their current licensing stuff on streaming service and on Pluto TV and stuff like that, but other stuff, like any future releases, is pretty much up in the air at this point. Now, I'm not a business person, I'm not a person of business, so I have no idea what's going on behind closed doors when it comes to Hasbro and Shout Factory. I could be totally wrong with my ramblings, but we'll see what happens in the nearby future. But my big prediction is Shout Factory is going to keep pumping out Sentai and Power Ranger DVDs for now, and when it's out, it's out, it goes out of stock, it goes out of stock. Who knows if they will resupply it, because once they run out of stock, who knows if they'll keep reprinting it. That is the big question. But with what we've seen on social media when it comes to those big fat DVDs, does that mean the license between Shout and Power Rangers is going to fizzle out eventually, and in a couple of years someone else will handle the DVD releases of Power Rangers in the nearby future? DVDs or Blu-rays, who knows? That is the big question, but it's hard to say at this point, because, like I said, I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. This is all speculation at this point, and it is, I want to say it is very concerning, because with the age of everything going digital and physical media sort of becoming dead, going way of the dinosaur, it does ruin stuff for collectors and stuff like that. But I would love for Power Rangers to live on in physical form in one way or another, whether it's DVD or Blu-ray. As long as they're good Blu-rays or DVDs, I'd be fine with that. But it's very concerning, and things were looking up when it came to Super Sentai on DVD. Like, we had never had that before. and now it's just stopped, and that's also concerning as well. But like I said, I'm not a business person, I have no idea what's going on in closed doors, so we'll have to wait and find out eventually. And with that said, I think I'm going to wrap this video up now. Tell me your thoughts on the future of Power Rangers on home video and DVD and Blu-ray in the description down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and I'd love to hear opinions. Let's have a discussion going, because I feel like this is a good discussion to get talking in the comment section. With that said, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Have a wonderful day or night, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hey guys, Ash here. If you're somehow miraculously still listening to the end of the video, thank you so much, because you're helping me out with the YouTube algorithm, such as watch time and stuff like that. I'm surprised you stuck around for this long. It is much appreciated. Also, special thanks to all the members such as Swagger4. If you want to get your name shouted out at the end of a video like Swagger4 over here, become a Zord tier member or higher, or become a member on the channel in general. You get special perks such as badges, emojis and stuff like that. It'd be much appreciated if you could hit that join button, because it helps keeps the lights on the channel. With that said, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that will be. Bye bye, thanks for watching.